The deep space mining station floated like a silent shadow near a dying star. Inside its cold metal walls, life moved in slow, tired steps. Humans worked, humans slept, and no one dreamed. Rayan was one of them. He was young, but his eyes were already old. Every day he carried heavy metal crates, breathing dry air that smelled like rust. Nothing exciting ever happened on this station. At least, that was what Rayan thought, until that night. He was walking alone through Cargo Bay 12. It was dark and quiet. The other workers had gone to the sleeping quarters. The only sound was the soft hum of the machines. He walked slowly, his boots clicking on the metal floor. Then he stopped. Something moved inside a broken cargo container. Rayan frowned. He stepped closer. The container door was half open, its lock broken. A faint blue light glimmered from the darkness inside. Rayan held his breath and peered in. At first he thought it was just a pile of rags. Then the rags moved. Two glowing blue eyes looked up at him. It was a girl. She was curled up on the floor, her thin body covered with thick black dust, like burnt ashes. Her hair was tangled and dirty. Her skin, what little he could see under the dust, looked pale silver. She stared at him with those strange eyes, shining softly like stars. Rayan stepped back in shock. Who are you?" he whispered. The girl slowly pushed herself up on her elbows. Her voice was soft and broken, like wind through cracked glass. "If you wash me and make me clean," she said, pausing to breathe, "I will bear you strong children." Human. Rayan froze. He could not believe what he just heard. Strong children? What was she talking about? The girl's arms shook. She tried to crawl toward him but collapsed. "Please," she begged, "don't tell them. Don't let them find me." Her words sent a chill through his chest. Who was them? And why was she hiding here? Rayan's heart pounded. He looked around the bay. No cameras pointed here. No guards. He knew if anyone found an alien on the station, they would lock her up or kill her. He should walk away, pretend he saw nothing. That would be the safe thing. But something inside him whispered, "Don't leave her." She looked weak, afraid, alone, and her eyes were not like anything human. Rayan made a fast choice. "Okay," he said quietly. "I will help you." He pulled off his jacket and wrapped it around her. The black dust smeared onto the cloth like wet oil. It smelled sharp, like burned metal. Carefully, he lifted her small body into his arms. She was lighter than he expected, almost weightless. As he carried her out of the cargo bay, she pressed her face into his chest, trembling. Rayan moved quickly through the empty hallways, hoping no one would see. His heart beat like a hammer. When they reached his private cabin, he locked the door behind them. The girl lay curled on his bed, breathing slowly. The black dust still covered her like a second skin. Rayan grabbed a cloth and dipped it into a bowl of water. He knelt beside her. "Let's clean you up," he said softly. She opened her glowing eyes and stared at him. "Be careful," she whispered. "The dirt is alive." Rayan frowned but kept going. He touched the wet cloth to her arm. At once, the black dust hissed like hot steam. A thin smoke rose from her skin. Rayan yelped and dropped the cloth. The water on the cloth had turned dark gray, almost black. Where the dust had been wiped away, her skin shone like silver metal in the dim light. Then he noticed his fingers. The skin on his fingertips was red and raw where they had touched the dust. It burned like acid, but as he watched, the pain faded, the red skin healed, new skin grew in seconds, smooth and unbroken. Rayan stared at his own home, and in shock. The girl smiled weakly. "You see?" she whispered. "My dirt is death, but also life." Rayan felt cold all over. What was she? What was this strange dirt on? Her body? And how could it heal him? He looked at her again. She was watching him with those blue eyes, tired but calm. "They will come," she said. "They will hunt me. If they find me, they will kill me. And maybe you." Rayan swallowed hard. "Who will come?" he asked. But she closed her eyes, too tired to answer. Rayan sat back, breathing fast. His cabin felt smaller now, like the walls were closing in. He didn't understand anything, but one thing was clear. This was not just an alien girl. This was something far more dangerous and far more powerful. And somehow, she had chosen him. The small cabin was silent, but Rayan could not sleep. He sat on the floor, watching the strange girl lying on his bed. The soft blue glow from her eyes had faded. Now only the quiet hum of the station filled the room. Every few minutes she shivered. The black dust on her skin cracked like dry clay, letting flashes of silver light escape. It was like she was wearing a broken shell, and something bright was trapped inside. Rayan's mind spun. She had said, "If you wash me and make me clean." The words echoed in his skull like a secret code. He stood and walked to the sink. He filled a metal bowl with warm water, then looked at his hands. The skin on his fingers had healed completely from the burn. In fact, they felt stronger. His grip was firmer, and his pulse beat louder. He didn't know if it was real or just fear. He dipped a clean cloth in the warm water. "I'll try again," he whispered. The girl stirred, opening her glowing eyes halfway. "Careful," she breathed. "The dirt wants to live." Rayan nodded, even though he didn't understand. He moved slowly to her side and gently touched her shoulder with the wet cloth. The dust hissed. Tiny sparks danced where the cloth touched. Black flakes fell like ashes, sliding off her skin and landing on the bed. Steam curled from her arm. But this time the cloth did not burn his fingers. He kept wiping, slowly, carefully. Beneath the dust, her skin was not like metal. It was soft and smooth, yet it shone with silver light. It looked like moonlight trapped inside flesh. The girl gasped softly. Her body trembled. "More, please," she whispered. Rayan worked for a long time, washing one arm, then the other. Every time the black dust fell away, the silver skin glowed brighter. The air around her felt warmer, charged with quiet power. A strange, sweet smell filled the room, like flowers after rain. But the dust did not die quietly. The flakes that fell on the floor wriggled like tiny insects. They crawled toward the shadows, moving fast. Rayan froze in shock, then stomped one with his boot. It crumbled to smoke and vanished. He realized the truth. The dirt was alive. His heart thudded harder. "What are you?" he whispered without meaning to. The girl opened her eyes fully now. They burned brighter, like blue fire. "I am Sithra," she said softly. "Last of my kind. My body carries the dust of birth. It feeds on fear and pain. It makes the weak strong. It makes the strong gods." Her words were calm, but they filled the room like thunder. Rayan did not know what to say. He only kept wiping, pulling the black shell away from her body. Underneath, she looked less like a dying creature and more like something alive and royal, like an alien princess lost in the dark. As he cleaned, his arms began to ache, but not from pain. They felt heavier, stronger, like new muscle was growing. His breath came faster, energy hummed in his bones. Then the station lights flickered, just for a second. Rayan froze. The girl's eyes narrowed. "They know," she whispered. "They can feel me waking." "Who?" he asked quickly. "The hunters," she said. "They killed my people. They follow the dust. They will come." Her voice was soft but sure, like she was stating the weather. Rayan's mouth went dry. If anyone found her here, the station guards would arrest him and maybe kill them both. But when he looked at her glowing silver skin, he knew he couldn't stop. He had started something impossible, and maybe beautiful. He brought more water and kept cleaning her legs, her back, her tangled hair. The black dust screamed silently as it came off, leaving trails of silver light on her skin. The living flakes fled into the corners of the room, crawling like shadows. Rayan smashed them one by one, sweat dripping down his face. Finally, when most of the dust was gone, the girl sat up slowly. Her hair, now free of dirt, floated like threads of silver. Her skin glowed like polished starlight. She looked stronger, taller, alive. Rayan stepped back. His heart was racing, but not from fear. He felt strange. His body buzzed with heat. Every sound was louder, the hum of the lights, the beating of his own heart. He felt like the world had slowed down and he was moving faster inside it. The girl smiled softly at him. "You are changing," she said. "The dust touched you. It chooses the worthy." "I don't want to change," Rayan said quickly. She tilted her head. "It is already done." They stared at each other in the soft blue glow. Rayan knew something had begun, something he could not stop or escape. The girl lay back, her silver hair spilling across the bed. "Tomorrow," she said, "we must burn the rest of the dust, or it will call them." "Call who?" Rayan asked again. She closed her eyes. "The hunters. They will come for me, and for you." Then she fell asleep, her breath slow and calm. Rayan stood alone in the silent cabin, surrounded by dead black flakes that had once been alive. He stared at his own hands. They trembled, not from fear, but from power. Something inside him whispered again, "Don't let her go." Outside, the dying star burned quietly, unaware that deep inside the mining station, something older than stars was waking again. The next morning came slow. Lie on the mining station. The fake sun lamps lit the gray halls and the machines started their endless hum again. But inside Rayon's small cabin, it felt like a different world. The girl sat cross-legged on the bed. Her silver skin glowed faintly in the dim light, like the reflection of distant moons. Her eyes burned bright blue now, calm but sharp. The black dust was almost gone. Only thin dark lines clung to her shoulders and neck like fading scars. Rayan stood near the door, staring at her. He hadn't slept. He couldn't. All night he had felt a strange fire moving through his blood, like invisible lightning. Every sound on the station felt louder. His muscles felt heavier, stronger. He was changing, and it scared him. Finally he spoke. "Tell me what you are." The girl lifted her glowing eyes to him. For a moment, she said nothing. The air seemed to hold its breath. Then she spoke slowly. "I am Sithra." The name rolled off her tongue like music, sharp and soft at once. Rayan frowned. He had never heard that word before. "What is Sithra?" She looked down at her silver hands, flexing her fingers as if remembering something old. "A long time ago," she said. "Before your son was born, my people lived among the great forges of stars. We shaped suns. We built worlds from fire and dust. We were many. We were proud." Her voice was quiet, but it carried a deep sadness that pulled at Rayan's chest. "What happened?" he asked. Her glowing eyes turned cold. "The hunters." She spat the word like poison. "They feared us. They feared our dust, the dust of birth. It can join with other life. It can make new life stronger than the old. The hunters wanted it, but they could not control it. So they killed us." Rayan's skin prickled. "They killed all of you?" "Almost," she whispered. "We fought. We made the sky burn for 1,000 years, but in the end, we were only few. The hunters followed us across galaxies. One by one they took us, cut us open, burned our stars." Her blue eyes grew wet, shining like tiny oceans. "I ran," she said softly. "I ran for a long time. I hid in black holes and broken moons. The dust kept me alive. It carried the memory of my people inside me. But it is heavy. It eats pain. It eats fear. And I have carried fear for too long." Rayan stood frozen, every word sinking deep. He could see it in her face. She wasn't lying. She was old, far older than she looked, older than everything he knew. "Why come here?" he asked. "This station is nothing. Why choose me?" She tilted her head, studying him. "You did not look away." Rayan blinked. "That's it?" "When I saw your eyes in the cargo bay," she said, "you looked at me. Not like a thing. Not like prey. You saw a person. None of your kind do that." She smiled weakly. "You are small, but kind. And kindness is stronger than power." Rayan felt heat rise in his face. He didn't know what to say. "But you said, you will give me strong children." Her smile faded. She nodded slowly. "Yes, if I join my dust with your blood, your children will be more than human. Strong, fast, born with the memory of stars. They can fight the hunters. They can keep your world alive." Her words made the air feel heavy. Rayan shook his head. "I'm just a worker. I carry metal boxes. I don't want to fight anyone." "You may not want to," she said gently, "but they will come. They always come." As if on cue, the lights flickered, just once, but they both saw it. The girl's eyes narrowed. "They are close," she whispered. Rayan felt a chill run down his spine. "Here? On the station?" "Not yet," she said, "but soon." For a moment, silence filled the cabin again. Only the low hum of machines outside reminded them the station was still alive. Then she leaned closer, her blue eyes burning into his. "If you give me time," she said, "I can burn the dust. I can finish my transformation. Then I will be clean. I will be strong again, and I will protect you." "Prot. At me?" Rayan asked. She nodded. "The hunters will kill you just for touching me, but if I live, I will fight them, and if I fall, my children will rise." Rayon stared at her, heart thundering. He saw no fear in her eyes, only calm, fierce fire, like a dying star still refusing to go dark. "I don't even know your name," he whispered. She smiled softly, almost sadly. "My name is Lysara." Rayon breathed the name like it was a secret spell. Lysara. The girl, Lysara, stood from the bed. The air around her shimmered faintly, like heat above fire. The last thin lines of black dust crumbled from her skin, curling into smoke. She stepped closer to Rayon, close enough that he could feel the warmth coming from her silver skin. "Will you help me?" she asked. Rayon hesitated. Every part of him screamed to run, to call the guards, to end this madness. But something stronger rose inside him, a fire that wasn't there before, a new voice in his blood. He nodded. "Yes, I'll help you." Lysara smiled, and her blue eyes blazed like tiny suns. "Then we will make history, human." Outside, far beyond the station, something dark moved among the stars, silent, fast, and coming closer. The station's artificial morning had just begun when Rayon felt it. A low vibration in the metal floor, soft at first, then stronger, like a distant heartbeat coming closer. He froze in the hallway, carrying a tray of food back to his cabin. Around him, other workers moved like tired shadows. They didn't seem to notice. The air smelled of oil and metal, the same as always. But Rayon's blood burned with warning. He hurried inside his cabin and locked the door. Lysara was standing near the small window, staring out into space. Her silver skin caught the pale light from the nearby dying star. Her hair floated softly around her like silver smoke. She didn't turn when he entered. "They are here," she said. "Damar," Rayon dropped the food tray. "The hunters?" "Yes." Her voice was quiet, cold. "I can feel their minds, like knives scraping across the dark." Rayon went to the window. At first he saw nothing, just endless black space and the dying star. Then he saw them. Tiny dots, moving fast, too fast. He swallowed. "Ships?" "Hunter crafts," Lysara said. "Ghost ships. They travel through the folds of space. They smell the dust. They are coming for me." Rayon's mouth went dry. "What do we do?" Lysara turned to face him. Her blue eyes were sharp as ice. "If they find me, they will burn this station and kill everyone on it. No mercy, no warning." Her words hit him like a punch. "There are 5,000 people on this station," he said. "They don't even know you're here." "They will die," she said simply. "The hunters will not care." For a long moment, silence filled the small cabin. Only the faint vibration in the floor kept growing, steady and slow, like a monster breathing. Rayon's mind raced. He imagined the hunters tearing through the station, burning it to pieces, killing everyone. He saw the faces of the other workers, tired, bored, innocent, and he knew none of them were ready for this. He looked at Lysara. "You have to leave. Take an escape pod. Go far away." Her blue eyes flashed. "No. They will track me. They will follow. They will burn every world I touch." "Then what?" He stopped. "You want to fight them?" "Yes." Rayon stared at her. She was thin, glowing, beautiful, but small. How could she fight warships? "You can't fight them alone," he said. Her voice grew sharp. "I will not hide anymore." The lights flickered. Alarms hummed faintly in the distance. Someone's voice echoed from the speakers. "Long-range sensors detect unidentified objects. All crew remain on duty." Rayon's chest tightened. The station had seen the hunters now. He turned back to Lysara. "If you fight them here, everyone will die." Lysara was silent for a long moment, then she said softly, "There is another way." Rayon blinked. "What way?" She stepped in, close. He could feel the warmth from her silver skin. "If I finish the bond, I will be stronger, fast enough to break their ships, but I need your blood." Rayon's heart stopped for a beat. "My blood?" She nodded slowly. "The dust has tasted you already. It has chosen you. If I take more, it will join us fully. Your body will change. Mine will heal. Together, we will be something they cannot kill." Her blue eyes burned like fire in the dark cabin. Rayon backed up a step. His hands shook. "Will it hurt?" "Yes," she said. "And you will never be only human again." Rayon looked at his hands. He remembered how his wounds had healed in seconds, how strong his arms had felt, how his heart beat louder than the station's engines. He thought of 5,000 people sleeping inside metal walls, not knowing death was flying toward them. He clenched his fists. "Do it." Lysara blinked. "You are sure?" "No," he said, "but do it anyway." She smiled faintly. Not a happy smile. A warrior's smile. "Then come." She touched his chest with her silver hand. The air around them trembled. Blue light rose from her skin like liquid fire. The room filled with a low hum, like distant thunder. Rayan gasped as something hot shot into his veins. The light burned through him, sharp and sweet at the same time. He fell to his knees, clutching the floor. His vision blurred. He felt like he was falling through stars, drowning in light. He saw flashes, strange worlds, silver cities, burning suns, screaming creatures with teeth like knives. He heard voices speaking in a language older than time. Then silence. He opened his eyes. Lysara stood above him, glowing brighter than ever. The air shimmered around her like heat above fire. Her blue eyes blazed like twin stars. And Rayan felt different. His skin buzzed. Every sound was louder, every movement slower, like he could see time stretch. His muscles thrummed with quiet power. Lysara offered her hand. "Rise, human." He took it and stood. The room seemed smaller, lighter. A loud alarm blared across the station. "Warning, unidentified ships entering outer perimeter." Lysara's eyes narrowed. "They are here." Rayan turned to the window. The dark dots were larger now, sharp shapes sliding through space like black blades. The hunters had arrived. Lysara's silver hair floated like a halo as she walked to the door. "This station is not ready. We must move." "Where?" Rayan asked. "To the heart," she said. "To the power core. If we control it, we control everything." She opened the door. The hallway lights flickered red. The station shook softly under their feet. Rayan took a deep breath. His blood burned with new fire. He followed her into the storm. The hallway shook as Rayan followed Lysara. Red lights flashed overhead. The station's alarm voice echoed like a cold ghost. "Warning! Outer hull breach detected. All crew to defense posts." Rayan's boots pounded the metal floor, but his feet felt light. Too light. His lungs burned with fire, yet he wasn't tired. Each step came faster, smoother, like the station's gravity had loosened its grip on him. Something had changed inside his body. Lysara moved ahead, silent and graceful, her silver hair floating around her like light in water. She glowed softly, casting long shadows on the walls as they ran. "Where are we going?" Rayan asked, his voice sharp and clear even while running. "To the power core," she said. "It is the heart of this station. If the hunters take it, they can destroy everything." "How many hunters are there?" he asked. "Enough to kill this place 10 times. Rayan's chest tightened, but strangely, he didn't feel fear. Not like before. Fear was smaller now, like a fading shadow behind him. Something hot and bright pushed inside his chest instead. Strength, hunger, a wild, sharp energy that wanted to move. They turned a corner and almost crashed into a group of human guards. The men froze when they saw Lysa, shroud her silver skin glowing, her eyes burning blue like lightning. "What the hell?" one guard began, raising his weapon. Before Rayan could think, he moved. His body blurred forward. His hand snapped out and grabbed the guard's gun. The metal bent in his grip like soft clay. He shoved the man back gently, but the guard flew 2 meters and slammed into the wall. Everyone stared. Rayan blinked. He hadn't meant to push that hard. He hadn't even felt the effort. It was like his body had become something new, something faster and stronger than gravity itself. "Run," he told the stunned guards. His voice came out like a low growl, echoing. They ran. Lysara smiled faintly as they continued down the corridor. "The dust is awake in you now," she said. "Your cells are drinking the memory of stars." Rayan didn't know what that meant, but he felt it. His heart beat like a silent drum. His vision was sharper. He could see tiny cracks in the wall panels, hear the humming of hidden wires behind the metal. He felt alive, more than alive. Suddenly, a loud crash boomed through the hallway. The walls shook. Red light strobed, a deep groaning sound ripped through the floor. "Outer hull breach confirmed," the alarm voice said. "Deck 6 compromised." "They're inside," Rayan said. "Yes," Lysara replied. "The hunters are here." They reached a wide cargo chamber. The air smelled of burnt metal. The floor trembled under their feet. Rayan saw something move in the shadows. Then it stepped into the light. The hunter was tall, almost 3 meters. Its body was black and sharp, like living armor made of broken glass. Its head had no face, only a smooth mirror-like mask. Long claws hung from its hands, dripping glowing blue liquid that hissed on the floor. Rayan's heart stuttered. His hands clenched. The creature turned its faceless head toward them. The mirror surface rippled. Ara stepped forward, her eyes blazing. "Stay behind me," she said. But Rayan didn't want to. Something wild roared inside him. Heat exploded in his blood. He felt the world slow. The hum of the lights became deep and slow, like echoes underwater. Every detail was sharp, the shape of the hunter's claws, the crack in the floor, the rhythm of its steps. It charged. Rayan moved. He shot forward like a bullet, faster than his own thoughts. His fist slammed into the hunter's chest. The sound cracked the air like thunder. The black armor dented inward. The creature flew backward and crashed through a metal wall with a scream that shook the floor. Rayan stood panting, staring at his hands. They glowed faint blue, light leaking from the veins. Lysara's eyes widened, but she didn't look shocked. She looked proud. "The bond is deepening," she said. "You are becoming more." The hunter screeched from the broken wall, dragging itself back out. Rayan saw blue fire burning inside its cracked armor. It was still alive. Lysara raised her hands. Blue light burst from her skin like wings. "Now we finish it." They moved together. Rayan leapt high, his boots slamming onto the wall, pushing off like gravity was nothing. Lysara spun like a silver blade, her hair burning with blue fire. She struck the hunter's mask, shattering it like glass. The creature shrieked. Rayan landed, grabbed the creature's chest, and ripped. The black armor split. Blue light poured out like fire. The hunter screamed once, then turned to black ash that scattered on the floor. Silence fell. Rayan stood, chest heaving. The glowing in his veins slowly faded. His hands shook, but not from fear, from power. He turned to Lysara. She looked at him with calm fire. "You fight like Sithra now," she said softly. "I feel like..." "Fire," he said. "You are fire," she replied, "and you will burn brighter still." A loud, deep rumble echoed through the station. Far away, more explosions boomed. The walls shuddered. "That was only one," Lysara said. "More are coming." Rayan looked at the broken wall, at the black ash cooling on the floor. "How many?" "Dozens," she said, "and bigger." He clenched his fists. The fear that once ruled him was gone now. All that remained was fire and steel. "Then we keep going," he said. Lysara nodded. Her blue eyes blazed like twin suns. "To the power core." They ran again, two streaks of light cutting through the dark halls of the dying station. One human becoming more than human, and one alien who had once built stars, racing together toward the heart of the storm. The power core chamber stood like a giant beating heart in the middle of the station. Blue light pulsed inside its crystal walls, and deep hums echoed through the metal floor. Each pulse made the air tremble. It was alive, ancient, and strong. Rayan and Lysara entered the chamber slowly, their boots clicking on the glowing floor. Behind them, distant explosions shook the station like angry drums. The war had arrived. "They are coming," Lysara said, her voice soft but sharp. Rayan's eyes scanned the huge room. Metal bridges crossed over deep black pits below. Silver pipes rose like trees around the central core. Shadows moved between them. He could feel them. His new senses burned like fire in his veins. Every vibration of the air touched his skin like whispers. Every sound had weight. His body felt light and powerful like a storm waiting to strike. "How many?" he asked. "More than you want to count," Lysara replied. She stepped onto the main bridge. Her silver skin glowed brighter, as if the core's light was calling her. Rayan followed, his heart steady. Fear was gone now. Only focus remained. Then the shadows screamed. Black shapes dropped from the ceiling like knives. Their bodies were jagged and long, claws glowing with blue acid. Their faceless masks shone like mirrors that swallowed light. Hunters, dozens of them. They rushed forward. With claws tearing the floor, voices like broken metal. The bridge shook under their weight. Rayan didn't wait. He ran. Time slowed. The world blurred. His blood became lightning. He slammed into the first hunter, his fist punching through its armor. Blue fire burst from its chest as it fell. Two more leapt at him. He twisted, kicking one into the pit below and slamming the other against the railing so hard the metal bent like paper. The hunter screeched once and turned to ash. Lysara rose into the air, spinning like silver light. Blue fire poured from her hands in burning arcs. Every bolt cut through 3 hunters at once. Their screams shook the walls as they fell in pieces. Still, more came. Rayan roared. His voice echoed like thunder. He moved like pure light. Claws cut his arm but healed before blood could fall. His eyes blazed blue now. His punches shattered armor like glass. The bridge cracked under the shockwaves of his strikes. But the hunters didn't fear him. They climbed over the bodies of their dead. They were endless. "Rayan!" Lysara shouted, spinning midair as 10 hunters leapt toward her. "We must protect the core." "I'm trying," he yelled, slamming his shoulder into 2 creatures at once. They exploded into glowing dust. A heavy boom shook the chamber. The side wall tore open. Vacuum wind roared. Stars glittered beyond the breach, and something huge crawled inside. It was bigger than all the others, twice the size of a human shuttle. Black armor like broken stone, 4 burning arms, a skull-shaped mask cracked with blue fire. A hunter titan. The other hunters stopped, bowing their heads to it. The air grew cold. Even the power core's glow dimmed, like it feared this thing. Lysara landed beside Rayan. Her voice was low. "That is their leader." "Good," Rayan said, his eyes blazing. "Then we end this." The titan roared. The sound was like mountains breaking. The bridge shook violently. Pieces of metal rained down. The hunters screamed and charged again, now faster, crazier. The titan moved. It was fast. Too fast for its size. Its claw slammed down on the bridge. Metal exploded under the impact. The shockwave threw Rayan into the air. He spun midair, landed on one knee, and ran forward again. Power ripped through his legs. His body blurred. He launched himself straight at the titan's chest like a living comet. His fist hit. The air cracked like thunder. Blue fire exploded around his arm. The titan stumbled back, its armor dented, but not broken. It roared and swung one massive arm. The blow hit Rayan like a meteor. He flew across the chamber and smashed through a pillar. Pain ripped through him, but then faded. His bones glowed faintly. They were fixing themselves. He stood up, eyes burning like stars. Lysara's voice cut through the chaos. "Strike its heart, under the chest plates." She flew above the titan, firing burning beams of blue light. They scorched its arms, but the titan didn't slow. It jumped, catching her with one claw. Sparks screamed as it slammed her into the bridge. "Lysara!" Rayan shouted. Rage ripped through him like fire. His heart thundered. The light in his veins exploded, flooding every muscle with heat. He ran, not on the floor, but on the air itself, steps bursting with blue light. He leapt onto the titan's back. His hands burned like suns. He tore into its black armor, ripping chunks off. The titan screamed, thrashing. "Now!" Lysara shouted, firing one last beam into the crack he made. Rayan drove his glowing fist deep into the opening. Light swallowed everything. The titan screamed once, a sound like dying planets, then burst apart in a wave of blue fire. The shockwave knocked every hunter into the pits. The bridge trembled, but held. Silence fell. Ash drifted through the glowing air. Rayan stood on shaking legs, chest heaving, smoke curling from his fists. His eyes dimmed, the blue glow fading to human again. He turned slowly to Lysara. She rose to her feet, blood glowing silver on her cheek. "You did it," she whispered. "We did it," he said. Below them, the power core pulsed again, brighter now, stronger, as if it had felt their victory. But Rayan knew it wasn't over. This had only been the first wave. Lysara looked at the stars through the broken wall. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharp. "They will send more," she said. Rayan nodded slowly. He could still feel the fire inside him, waiting, hungry. "Then let them come," he said. The chamber was silent. Ash floated in the blue air like dark snow. The broken bridge smoked beneath Rayan's boots. The power core glowed brighter than before, like it was breathing faster, like it had watched the battle and was now awake. Rayan stood still, chest rising slowly. His arms still trembled with leftover energy, but his body was calm, too calm. His heartbeat was quiet, almost distant. He felt light, as if gravity had forgotten him. Lysara walked to the edge of the bridge. Her silver skin was cracked and glowing faint where the titan's claws had struck her. She stared at the core's crystal surface. Her eyes were unreadable, like deep space. "They will come again," she said softly. "Stronger, faster. The hunters are never finished." "Then we fight again," Rayan said. She shook her head slowly. "Not fight, not like this. We cannot win by only killing them." Rayan frowned. "Then how?" Lysara turned toward him. The blue glow of the core lit her face like moonlight on water. "The core," she said. "It holds the seed of Sithra, the first memory of my people. If you join with it, it will make you more. It will finish the bond." Rayan's chest tightened. "More?" he repeated. Yes, she said. Faster, stronger, beyond human. Her voice lowered, almost a whisper. But it will also change you. Rayan stepped closer. The air around the core hummed like deep music. His skin tingled. What kind of change, But he asked. Your body will stop being only yours, she said. It will carry our memory, our fire, our hunger. You will never be fully human again. The words sank into him like cold water. He looked down at his hands. They were still human hands, mostly. Faint blue lines glowed under the skin, fading and returning like slow lightning. He thought of Earth, of his old life, his quiet room, his books, the smell of rain on the city streets. That life felt far away now, like a dream he had forgotten to finish. I don't know if I can do that, he said. Lysara stepped closer. Her eyes burned soft blue. If you do not, this station will fall, and the hunters will find Earth next. Your people will scream under black skies. She paused. If you do, you can stop them. You can become the wall that stands between them and everything you love. Silence filled the chamber. The power core pulsed once, deep and heavy, like a slow heartbeat waiting for his answer. Rayan took a long breath. Fear touched him, but it was small now, far away. The fire inside him burned brighter. Tell me what to do, he said. Lysara placed her hand on the glowing floor. A circle of blue light opened, sliding apart like flower petals. Inside the core, a column of pure white light rose, spinning slow like liquid stars. This is the heart, she said. Step inside. It will judge you. Judge me? It must see your soul, she said. If it accepts you, you will rise. If not, you will vanish. Rayan stared at the light. It sang softly, like voices from a distant sea. His heart thudded once, deep and hard. Then he stepped forward. Each step made the air heavier. The light pulled at him gently, like invisible hands. His body glowed faint. His skin burned, but not with pain, with power. Lysara watched silently, her eyes bright and wet. Rayan stepped into the light. It swallowed him whole. For a moment there was nothing. No floor, no air, no time. He floated in a black ocean filled with stars. Voices whispered inside his bow, as ancient, endless, speaking a language older than fire. He saw flashes of things, silver cities burning, starships like mountains, creatures made of light screaming into the dark. Then he saw himself, or something wearing his shape, taller, eyes burning like twin suns, veins of fire under glass skin, wings of blue light spreading from his back, stretching across the stars. Do you accept the fire? The voices asked. Yes, he whispered. The stars exploded. Light tore through him. His mind stretched, cracked, reformed. He felt every atom of his body singing. He saw the whole station in his mind, the spinning decks, the broken walls, the cold vacuum waiting outside. He could feel its heartbeat like his own. Then everything rushed back. Rayan gasped as he fell to his knees on the bridge. The core behind him dimmed again, returning to its slow hum. Smoke curled from his skin. His eyes burned like white fire for one last instant, then faded to blue. Lysara was kneeling beside him. You survived, she whispered. Her voice trembled. You are changed. Rayan stood slowly. His body felt strange, weightless and heavy at the same time. Every sound was sharp. Every breath tasted like lightning. His hands glowed faint even in the dark. I can feel everything, he said. You are now Sithra-born, she said. Part of me, part of them. He looked at the shattered bridge, at the broken walls, and beyond, at the stars outside, cold and waiting. Something inside him whispered, this is only the beginning. Lysara rose, eyes fierce again. Then we move. The hunters will come back stronger. Rayan nodded. His voice was calm, deep, steady. Let them come. They turned and walked away from the glowing core, side by side. One silver soul from the ancient stars, and one human now burning with their fire, heading toward a war no human had ever been meant to fight.